It could be her. It is until you know.
Welcome viewers, you join us in Chelmsford. We're with Chris Spivey. We're in the recess at the moment, the court case. So we've got a few minutes. So Chris, how do you think it's going?
Well, when you walk in at 10 o'clock in the morning and your barrister says to you, you're going to be found guilty before you even walk into court, you know it's not going to go according to plan. How it's actually going, it's a bit hard to say, because at the moment it's just the prosecution laying their case, and their case seems to be more that they're talking about comparison of photos between Lee Rigby and Robert Sargent, and how is that harassment? You know, that doesn't constitute harassment at all. So I'm having to listen to a lot of lies. My solicitor tried to get, my barrister tried to get it adjourned because we have an appeal about the witnesses, because it's been agreed that without the witnesses here.
Yeah, there's no witnesses, is there, apart from one policeman we've not heard from yet.
Not yet this afternoon. But without the witnesses here, who have all blatantly lied on their witness statements, I can't get a fair trial, because obviously you can't cross-examine a witness statement. So it's impossible for me to get a fair trial, and this is what it was all about this morning. My barrister trying to get it postponed until after the appeal that we've got in to get the witnesses here. So the judge said no, predictably, because like I said, my barrister said no matter what, I'm going to get found guilty. So all we're really doing today is laying the groundwork for the appeal, which will be heard in Crown Court. But in the meantime, I've got to hope that I don't get sent to prison, obviously. The appeal's no good once if I'm in prison, do you know? Well,
yeah, so we're heading back into the court now for the afternoon session. It's going to be a 2-day trial.
First. Just where's Stacey? Steve? Where's Stacey? I need a bag. Sorry. Could be interesting to see what the national press say was all here this morning.
Yeah, I noticed there was a reporter taking shorthand.
Well, when I got in, they was photographing me and whatnot. I've asked my daughter. My daughter didn't want to be in the photos, obviously.
Yeah.
So I told them that, and they made them. They said, "Oh, fair enough. We can walk up." So I had to walk back and then walk up again.
Right.
Just so it looks real.
Yeah.
What else do you want to say? You know,
yeah, it's all going out live. Yeah, there was a big reaction last night to Twitter.
Jason! There was, but once again it's a disappointing turnout, isn't it? And I don't know how many are here altogether. But here you go. Thanks, mate. You know, you kind of put your neck on the block to expose these things, and you don't get the public.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole case is based on the premise that the reality is the one that Cameron would like, that Lee Rigby was murdered. There isn't any problem about it, and therefore these poor people are being harassed. Because
we say, I express my opinion. But I say, the full witness statements, they're based full of lies, because they all say, I repeatedly contacted him, and we can't cross-examine the witness statements, obviously. So I can't possibly get a fair trial. I mean, if they say I've contacted them like time and time again, I say I haven't, although I can prove that they contacted me because of chat logs, although I shouldn't have to. Remember, it's for the prosecution to prove their case, not me prove my innocence. But I will do. But I say, you know, you can't cross-examine a witness statement.
Yeah, this is so highly irregular, isn't it? That
it is. And you've got to ask yourself, why don't the prosecution want their witnesses here? They should be happy for their witnesses to turn up.
Yeah.
On top of that, the witness statements haven't been signed.
No.
They date back to the 23rd of May 2013, as 14 months before the complaint was put in. So how can that be relevant? They also, Sarah McClure made her witness statement on the 3rd of August 2013. Well, I was arrested on the 30th of July, 4 days before. Therefore, I can't have been questioned about her, yet 2 charges relate to her. So I've never been questioned by the police or arrested on them 2 charges, and I've never been formally charged either, because they sent a summons via the post requisition, which isn't suitable for someone who's got bail conditions, and I've got bail conditions, see. So that was illegal as well. But the judge isn't interested in that. He's already made up his mind. He knows what sentence he got, what the verdict's got to be, and he's sticking to that. So we're just going through the motions here, really. It doesn't matter what anybody, it doesn't matter that I can now prove the witness statements because I have the conversation logs.
All right, so that's going to be in the afternoon session.
It won't make no difference.
Yeah.
It will prove that they're liars. We can't we can't cross-examine them, and they can't commit perjury, which they would be doing if they were to repeat what they've said.
Ah, so this is why they don't want them here, because they don't want to risk perjury.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And I say, it's just, this is justice. This is justice. I say, as soon as I got here, 10 o'clock this morning, my barrister said, they're going to find you guilty. Before we'd even stepped foot in court, before any evidence had been heard. Now, how can that be justice?
No.
And that's what we're up against in this country.
Yeah, it's very worrying, isn't it?
Well, I say, as long as I can keep out of prison, we'll be all right, because, like my barrister said, well, all we can do now is just lay the groundwork for the appeal. See, so we already know there's going to be an appeal, and the appeal will have to be heard in Crown Court, which then has a jury, and then the evidence does become interesting, because they will have to turn up there. They won't have a choice.
So this is just a trick they pull in magistrates' court. They can't get away with it in Crown Court.
Had they been allowed to get, I've been denied my basic human rights. Everyone has a right to face the accuser, especially when they're accused of what the accuser is saying is a load of bollocks. A load of lies. It's Lynn Rigby and that, so she can't do no wrong in the nation's eyes, and against me, like tattooed, bald-headed yobbo. So who's the judge going to believe? Well, we know the judge is going to believe anyway. It's just bollocks. That's justice in this country, and the government have the audacity to claim about places like North Korea.
Yeah.
And this country is worse.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it?
Pretty bad. I should say it's pretty bad. When your barrister tells you you're going to be found guilty before you even step foot in court, when you're innocent and provably innocent, these people don't even exist.
And of course, if they don't turn up in court, you can't prove
You can't prove that, no,
yeah.
Of course you won't, no. And this is why the prosecution don't want them in court, because Lynn Rigby, W. Firth, same person. W. Firth is married to Fred Lord. Fred Lord, a high-ranking member of the EDL. That's Fred Lord. That's Fred Lord. That's Roger Firth, who's married to W. Firth, who is also Lynn Rigby. Same person. Facial recognition, 100%. Same person. But he's playing Fred Lord, who lives opposite the Rigby. W. Firth is playing Lynn Rigby, who lives opposite the Rigby. These people don't exist. And that's why they don't want them here. They don't want them here, and they know that they will be committing perjury if they're here. Now, how can that be right? Yeah, all right, mate. Well, what's time?
It's 1:45.
Right. Got to get in now.
Okay, afraid that's the end of this broadcast because I can't broadcast from inside the court. But I'll be around for the summing up today. It's going to be a 2-day trial, so we need more Chris Spivey supporters to come tomorrow. We're in the Magistrates Court in Chelmsford. Thank you.
Well, ask me something.
Well, tell us, Chris, what happened on the first day of the trial?
Well, like I told you earlier, they wouldn't allow to postpone the trial for the appeal to go ahead, meaning that I wasn't going to get fair trial. But they've had Detective Constable Adam Coombs on the stand this afternoon, and my barrister absolutely destroyed him. God, if that's CID, we really are in trouble. I mean, they've admitted that I've only sent one communication, which was very polite, to the Vigby's, just asking if she'd give me an interview. That is all, nothing else. So
Hardly harassment, is it?
That's not harassment, no. There's thousands and thousands. If you type in "was Lee Rigby a hoax," you'll get at least 61,000 results back. Yet they didn't bother checking if the Rigby's had accessed any other sites. That's about it, really. But yeah, I'm still probably going to get found guilty, but that was always decided.
Well, we'll see what happens on the appeal in that case. See how much interest we can raise in this very strange situation where the people who are claiming that they're being so upset and so hounded are not willing to turn up in court. Very odd.
No, and it's funny how the prosecution don't want their own witnesses to appear in court.
Yes.
Why would that be? Why would that be? If they're going to allege something against me, let them come. We've already proved that their statements are lies. My barrister proved that this afternoon.
Well, there's another day of this to go tomorrow. So we'll see what happens then.
Fingers crossed. It's looking a lot better this afternoon than it did this morning.
Well, this morning was basically just the prosecution reading out prepared statements that could have been written by a team of script writers over months.
He had no answer to why everything that the prosecution I'm referring to is still on my website now. He had no answer to that. I haven't been told to take it down, so I've been harassing them for a year, or I haven't been harassing them at all. Ask me something else.
Right. Yeah, just wish you luck for tomorrow. Anyone else want to say anything? Anybody else? No?
Anyone else at Pongo? Come and say a few words.
Nah, I can't make a shame. It went well. It went very well.
A lot better. It's looking a lot better. Yeah. But like the barrister said, it was because before this morning I was guilty.
Yeah, but he's fought me too.
Yeah, he did well.
He did excellent, didn't he?
He did.
When he actually said,
Yeah, his court's finished for today.
Nobody else.
Why was I arrested at 1:30
And
in the morning?
he get the cost answer to the yes week. One or two stands there. He fills the room. Big room. It's not at the end of the day, you're going to jail. You're going to put up a trap. Now going to get thrown out. So really and truly, this is only like once you write it off.
Okay, right. Well, that's the end of today coverage. So thank you for watching. Please spread the word that this trial is going on. This mockery of justice in Chelmsford Magistrates Court. And goodbye for now. Please share this.